My name is Max, and I'm gonna draw my life. Or try to. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. It all started when I was bit by a radioactive spider and I gained its speed and proportionate strength. See, there's me swinging along and... Oh no, wait a minute, that's Spider-Man. Sorry about that. There we go, much better, that's me. Growing up, it was me, my mom, and my dad. And they are both doctors, which was really fun for me because I could run around and not worry about having to get hurt, because if I ever got hurt, they could just patch me up right there. Which they did a couple times. Well, more than a couple times. And then when I was 3, my brother Alex was born. And Alex is autistic. And to this day, he has a tough time communicating or speaking or explaining himself, and he'll yell sporadically and he'll make noises. And growing up, he would get really mad and pinch me, and it really hurt, and I would get really upset because I didn't understand why he was being so mean to me. I wasn't doing anything. And when we were out in public and he would yell, I would get embarrassed. But then after a while, I realized that he was just upset because we couldn't understand what he was trying to say. And I realized that must have been way more frustrating than anything I was going through. And I also realized that if people wanted to be upset with him for yelling or shouting or whatever in public, then they could just go screw them because they don't understand what's going on. They see something that's different and they don't get it. And I feel incredibly lucky because my brother is one of the most happy, wonderful people I know. And he makes everyone around him smile, and I love him, and I couldn't ask for a better brother. And I also have an incredible little sister named Ricky. She's smart and funny, and she's a really, really good artist, and she's probably gonna kill me for how bad my drawings are, but I'm lucky to have her in my life. Growing up, I was always really close with both my grandmothers. My dad's mom was named Uni, but I couldn't pronounce it, so I called her Noonie. Me and Noonie used to go on adventures all the time. We would play hide and seek in department stores, and one day we buried some treasure around Boston somewhere. And my other grandma, I called her Oma, because in German you call your grandma Oma. And I used to go over to her house after school, and she would make me some soup, and I would do my homework. Now, I had a really big family, and they all lived around Boston. So growing up, I basically had aunts and uncles and cousins all over the place, and it was awesome. There was always something to do or somebody to hang out with. I don't remember my house ever being empty since someone was always over. As a little kid, I was really excited about everything. I was really into sports, and I was really into comic books. I was really into theater, and it seemed like life was great. And then in the 7th grade, I changed schools, and that was a little difficult because a lot of people, I don't know, I guess they didn't think I was very cool. But I found 3 friends, and we had lunch together every day, and I started to get it together. And in the summers, I went to a theater camp, and I loved it. We did plays and skits and made videos, and I liked acting a lot and writing and just being funny. But I remember not knowing what to do with it, so I put it on the shelf for a while. And like a lot of people, when I got to high school, I felt tiny and intimidated. But for the most part, things were okay. And then one day, one of the 3 guys I used to eat lunch with, he committed suicide. And we had sort of drifted apart. We weren't as close as we once were. But I just remember being so confused and sad and frustrated. What could possibly have been going through his mind that the only escape was that. And then later in high school, I started wrestling. I didn't know what I was doing, and I got beat up for a while, but I had a lot of fun. And the guys on the team ended up being some of my closest friends. Plus, I was basically fighting people all day, and so that gave me confidence walking down the hallway. And eventually, I got pretty good, and I was doing okay in school, and I even had a pretty girlfriend, and I was really excited, and I was finally feeling comfortable in my own skin. So what did I do? I decided to go live in China for 2 months, alone. During my senior year. I lived in Kunming, China, which is where my grandfather grew up, and I spent some time with my Chinese family over there, and it was really fun, except I couldn't speak any Chinese, and so a lot of times I went really hungry because I couldn't figure out how to order any food. But I saw another part of the world, and it was invaluable and amazing. And then when I got back from China, it was time for me to go to college, so I went to Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, and I met a bunch of really nice friends, and I wrestled there, and I was having a great time, but then, I don't know, I guess I felt comfortable again, so I decided to take a year off from school and work full time. I had a job at a real estate firm. I went to meetings, and I wore professional clothes, and I took night classes, and I basically just pretended to be an adult. And it was fun, and it was weird, and nobody else I knew was doing anything like that. And just as soon as I was comfortable with that life, I went back to college, and I was a student again, and a kid. And eventually I graduated with a degree made up of a whole bunch of stuff. and I didn't really know what to do. So I moved back to Boston into an apartment with my friend, and I got a bunch of odd jobs. I sold tourist stuff on a t-shirt cart. I was a towel boy at a gym, and eventually that real estate firm offered me a new job, and then I was back. I was doing lots of cool stuff. And one day I met a girl from my building outside on the front steps. She had locked herself out of her apartment, and she said, "I've never seen you here before." And I didn't know what to say, so I said, "No, I've never seen you here before." She seemed to think that was pretty weird, so she literally ran away from me and climbed in her bedroom window. But we started hanging out and then dating, and it was really amazing. And I got better at my job, and I got promotions, and I got more stuff to do, and it was really cool. But after a while, I was wondering if I was just doing it to do it, and pretending to be an adult because that's what I thought you were supposed to do. Because every day I would get home, and all I wanted to do was take off all my clothes, put on a sleeveless shirt, and play beer pong. I remember on Christmas one year, we had a 3-foot tree in our bedroom, and we sat on the floor and gave each other presents, and we had a little puppy family, and I remember just being really, really happy. And then one day Jenna asked me to move with her to California. She was making videos and she wanted to go, and she was happy, and so I said of course. So I quit my job and we drove across the country, and we were on an adventure. And I was really happy for her, but a little lost, I guess, in my own life. I didn't really have any direction. I didn't know what I was doing. I started helping her with her videos, and I found out I really liked it, so I started making videos on my own. And she was super supportive and encouraging and helped me start, and I'll always appreciate that. But eventually, me and Jenna broke up, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through. And no, I didn't cheat on her, but I think she felt like I wasn't there for her. And that's just something I have to use to make me a better person, I guess. Because on some level, I'm always going to love her. But for right now, I just want us both to be happy. And I had some friends in California, but after that breakup, I felt like I was all alone on the far side of the world. And I didn't know what to do. I felt pretty lost. But I've been alone on the far side of the world, so I figured I'd be okay. And I kept making videos because it was something I genuinely enjoyed. It was difficult and fun, and it made me just a little bit nervous, like the best things in life do. And I love the idea that my stupid jokes were touching people and maybe making them happy for a few minutes every week. And I met a bunch of cool internet people, and I made a couple videos that I'm really proud of. And you can't really ask for much more than that. And I'm just trying to appreciate you guys and my life and everything. And to be honest, I still feel lost. I'm not sure what I'm doing, and I always thought I would have most of this stuff figured out by now. But I guess that's kind of a positive. Every time I've done something crazy or unconventional or uncomfortable, I've come out the other side stronger and kinder and a better person. So maybe that's just what I'm going through now. I'm not sure. I do want to say I love and appreciate all of you so much, and your kindness has just touched me in a way I'd never imagined. So yeah, there's not really a big happy ending because I don't have one yet. But I promise I'll keep you updated.